All right, so we're gonna jump in here and recap today's trades. Today, we had a 200% squeeze on a penny stock, a low price stock. And although I typically don't like these lower price stocks, this one had something that was very interesting. From the very beginning of the move, it had a big buyer. And so I'll put the stock on screen share so you can see it real quick. It was NXTP. This is the stock. It hit a high today of $3.80. And my first entry on this was at $1.26, 27, right down here at the very beginning of the move. All right, so how did I find this stock? I found it very easily on my scanners. Just like you see SELZ here at the top of my scans, boom, that's right there. NXTP was at the top of my scans when it first started popping up. So this scanner that I'm using is searching for stocks in real time that are squeezing up. By the way, those of you guys who have checked out our website, you see that we've got our Christmas sales going on right now. So if you want to start using the same scanners that I'm using, you could do that by becoming a Warrior Starter or a Warrior Pro member. All right, so it starts popping up right here. And as it's popping up, it's hitting my scanner. And my workflow when I am trading these types of stocks is I click on the stock that's on the scanner. As I click on it, the news populates right here. The chart opens, and if I like those two things, I go into my level, I click on my actual order, and that's where I type in NXTD, the symbol. So in this case, what was it? NXTP. I type in the symbol, and then I'm looking at the level 2. So by this point, I'll have the level 2 down on my trading screen, and I can bring my mouse back up here to sort of align the charts, to get zoomed in, to hover over, oh, what was the top of that last candle? And then I'm back on here, and this is where I'm going to be typing in my order and getting ready to send my first trade. So and you can see I'm up $5,256 on NXTP, and I actually gave back $1,000 off the top. I was up $5,700. I'm up $4,700 to finish the morning. So the first thing I saw when I pulled it up was I look at the level 2, and it was 125 by like 126. But right here was a 15,000 share buyer. And there was only, like 2,000 shares for sale at 26. So as soon as I saw that, what I thought to myself is I can get in here at 26 and this is my stop. So I pressed the buy button and I bought 10,000 shares and I was getting in between, I got some slippage. So I was in at about $1.30, about $1.30, maybe $1.33. And so now my stop is about 125, which is a $500 stop. So $500 of risk. My profit target was a move up to 140. That's $1,000. Then to 150, that's $2,000. And then ideally 160, 175, and $2 a share. We ended up getting that entire move. So let's look at the chart on this one. All right, so NXTP. So what ends up happening on this is it squeezes up to $1.77 and it does a micro pullback. On that micro pullback, that was an opportunity right here to add more shares. We got the break of $1.80 and it went straight to $2.80, which is impressive. We got dip trades, pop back up. Dip trade, pop back up, hit a high of about 285, and then it pulled back a little bit. Look at the volume profile. High volume on the green candles, light volume on the red candle, high volume green, light volume red, high volume green. It's a good volume profile. We end up pulling back a little bit. MACD crosses over right about there. And so at that point, I was like, okay, I got a couple nice trades on NXTP. Let's see what happens next. But I will say that I started the day with my trades on RMCO. And I took, let's see, I think it was 4 trades. My first trade on RMCO, I made $50, which is, for me, pathetic. I was like, $50 is ridiculous. Second trade, I lost $100. So now I'm down $50. Third trade, I lost $700. So now I'm down about $700. Fourth trade, I lost another $75. So I got myself on RMCO to down $881. And those were my first 4 trades to start the day. So let's put up the chart on RMCO. So on this one, I kind of felt like, you know what? man, maybe I should just throw in the towel here down 800, because clearly I am, I had 4 trades and I'm down $800, and not one of them was a good winner. Our MCO started moving a little early, around 7 a.m., comes up here, pulls back, pops up. I took my first trade, it was right here for the break of 4. So I got in right about here. It goes up, I make $50. And then I get back in here for the break of 4. I stop out really quickly. And then it squeezes up, and I miss this whole move. I was like, gosh darn it. And so then I get in on this pullback right here for the break of 5. And that's when I lost 700 because it drops back down to here. And then I think I got back in on a dip trade. It might have been right here, and I lost $100 on this candle. So in spite of the fact that the stock generally moved up, I managed to go negative $881 on it. And I was kind of frustrated. I was just like, man, once again, I'm starting the day in the red. This is dumb. This is really ridiculous. I can't seem to get myself into a good groove. And then when NXTP came and hit the scanners, I was like, well, we'll see. But as soon as I saw that big buyer on the bid, I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and take a stab at this. So I took a stab at it, and that ended up, being a really nice trade there. And as you can see, it ended up hitting a high of $3.80 a little bit later in the morning, which I ended up missing because I was in a meeting. Let's see, that started. When was my meeting? Anyway, oh, no. I'm sorry. This one I did trade, and this is where I lost the $1,000 because I got in right here on this pullback for the move higher, and then it stopped me out. It was POL that I missed because I was in a meeting. POL ended up squeezing between 11 and 12 from $4 all the way up to $6.60. MSAI also put in a pretty big squeeze today, which I didn't expect. These were both continuation stocks from yesterday. I just didn't expect them to give nice bounces. This went from 480 up to 720. So I was out yesterday, and as it turned out, we ended up having this big move on MSAI. We had, let's see, POL was a big move a couple days ago. Back there, that was the POL move. What else did we have yesterday? Now I'm, Mullen, MULN. So MULN put in a really impressive move yesterday. You can barely see on the chart because of that 200 moving average, but it was a reverse split setup. It gave a nice bounce. We'll just switch to the intraday chart. And yeah, that one I saw today, but my feeling on it today was that it wasn't worth trading because so when we look at the chart from yesterday, this is the chart from yesterday. It went from $8 all the way up to $18 a share. That's an awesome move. I have some FOMO that I missed it, but what can you do? So I missed that move. It ends up pulling back down. It's below the VWAP. And so I thought to myself, as you know, I like to see stocks hold 50% of their value when they retrace. So I was like, well, this kind of started down here at 7, and it went all the way up to almost 19. So from 7 to 19, that's a 12-point move. So there's a 12-point move there. So we could retrace about 6 points, but that's about the most. So 6 points, so 19 minus 6 is about $13 a share. So this morning, it's kind of at and around that 13 level, but it was really, it was a pretty sharp pullback. It popped up a little bit here. It was on very light volume. I saw a couple of people were trading it, but you couldn't have bought big size on this if you wanted to. There was no volume. It then pops up a little bit at the open, but then sold off pretty hard. So it had its moment in the spotlight yesterday, and today it's kind of over. MSAI, really very similar. It had some action yesterday, put in a nice big move, but today is dead. SMFL, I think it's SMFL. SMFL. Let me just make sure this is the right ticker. Yeah, this one had a big day yesterday pre-market, but then sold off all day, but then was sort of slowly climbing back up. Let's see. Yep, that was that one. SDIG today. This one ended up putting in a big move. Digital mining, though, not a sector that I'm usually excited about. Did break through the 200, but no interest in that one for me. GMBL. Pretty nice move on GMBL. You can see I'm up $377 on it. I was up a little bit more on it, but gave back some of that profit. There were sort of two moves. There was one move pre-market right here, which you could see, where it went from $5.50 up to $8 a share, which was awesome. But then it retraced that move and pulled back. And then it popped up, but pulled back again. Came up again, pulled back. And then right here, pulled away and halted up. This was nice. I did take this trade right here, but I didn't take it with big size. I took it with small size. On resumption, got a little dip and rip into a second halt. And then on resumption from that, we halted down. And I added at $7 for a false halt. It did not do a false halt. It did a real halt, and I was a little worried. It initially was showing like a 6:30 resumption, which is down 70 cents. So I'd be back at VWAP. But the resumption ended up opening more or less flat, and it bounced back up to about 760, and I got out with some profit. But anyways, it was nothing really that exciting, and now it's pulled back a little bit. So it's currently 1:30 in the afternoon. Yesterday, there was some strong momentum really through the whole day. ZJYL, this one, we talked about this the other day, this kind of wild stock, goes from $25 all the way up to $500, then back down here to $46, and then back here today up to $150. This thing has range, but it doesn't have liquidity, and that's the problem. So it halted up this morning on 2,000 shares of volume, opened like 30 points higher, did another 4,000 shares. There's no liquidity. There's no volume. You couldn't get in and out with big size. Not today. So anyways, no real, nothing to really say about that other than it's shady. Don't really know the story with it, but no trades for me on it. So at the end of the day here, I'm finishing the week here today, $4,752. I was red on Wednesday, but I was green on Monday. Tuesday, I lost 1 penny. If you recall, I uploaded those trades to TraderView, so you would have been able to see that when I showed you. I think it was on Wednesday. So I did a test trade on, or just I was showing as an example on a trade on Wednesday. So, or I guess it was Tuesday, but in any case, so yeah, that's where I sit, or that's where I sat, and then I was red on Wednesday, and now back to green on Friday. But in net, I'm going to be red on the week. The gains on Monday were small. Tuesday was nothing, whatever. Wednesday, I finished red. I was down 9,200. I did recoup a little bit of that loss. By the end of the day, I finished down about 6,500, so I recouped maybe 3,000 of it. But minus 6,000 plus 4,700. So even adding that 600 here, I'm still down like $1,000 on the week. So that's kind of a bummer, but I did miss a day yesterday, so missed any opportunity there. And we did have some opportunities. That's the luck of the draw. I think that on, on Wednesday, I really got emotionally impulsive, and I'm gonna have to pay the price for that. That's my own mistake. So it's not the market, it's me. That was my mistake. I was too aggressive, and that really happened to me again on this day too. So sometimes what can be tough. Well, I did have this nice nearly $14,000 day back here, but in any case, what can be tough when things get a little slow is a little bit of impatience, a little stubbornness. You can get impulsive, and you do that at the wrong time, and you could dig yourself a hole. So as we sit right now, I'm going into the long weekend here, at least with a green day. Yes, I'm red on the week, but doesn't feel quite as bad finishing the week with a nice green day. And at this point, in terms of sort of looking at my P&L of where I sit, I think let's see. So we know that I had a nice hot streak, and then I lost minus 9,000 last Wednesday. And then I had a couple of small green days and was up like $2,500, maybe $3,000. And then I ended up losing another 9,000, but I recouped 3,000 of that before the end of the day. So 9 minus 6 would be minus 15, but then I had these couple of green days here, so minus 12. Minus 12,000 is probably approximately the bottom of this drawdown, maybe 15 at the most. But anyways, recouped here. So at minus 12, and now today plus 4,700. All right, so that puts me, I would say psychologically, I need to make back about 6,000 to be back in the driver's seat. I'm not quite there yet. 4,700 is a good day. Let's see if I can have another good day on Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday, and a couple more, $2,000 to $3,000 days like this, 2,000, whatever. That's going to start to get me back towards these levels. And then I'm going to feel more confident and I'm going to be able to step up to the plate. Hopefully next week we see some good action. In between Christmas and New Year's, it's a little bit hit or miss. A lot of traders that are older, that have families and things like that, end up taking the time off. They go on vacation or whatever. Their kids are at home from school and college, whatever the case is. So we will likely see lighter volume next week, but that doesn't mean we won't see volatility. We may see volatility. We saw volatility these last couple of days, even though the volume was a bit lighter. So I'll be here and I'm hoping to see some opportunities. I don't think I'll have too much problem finding a few trades here and there, but I have to be careful not to fall into that trap of chasing, the loss and trying to recoup the losses as quickly as possible and, get out of this drawdown. I have to really be okay with the fact that right now I'm in a little bit of a slump. I've had a little bit of a pullback this last week and a half or so, but after today, I'm starting to make a little bit of a recovery, which is good. I would like to have 2 or 3 recovery days in a row to feel like I'm kind of out of the woods. I had a little recovery day last, I think it was Thursday and Friday. Let's see. Let's look at the calendar again. Now I can't remember. So what did I do? So so it was 18. Oh no. So I went, that's right. I forgot about that. So I lost another 1,700, then I made it back. So those 2 days cancel each other out. So really it's -9. And then this is, let's just say that's nothing, -6. So yeah, I went to -15. So -15,000 was right there. And then no trades here. That was more, my cumulative total was -15. No trades there, and then plus 4.7 today. So I still have $9,000, 10,000 to recover. I still have a little ways to go. Another $2,000 just to recover half of that loss. So, all right. Well, that is what it is. But although the market's closed on Monday, we'll have the rest of the week. I'll do the best I can Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And who knows, maybe we'll see some good opportunities. Maybe I'll have another nice green day like that. But even if I don't, if I could just steady with, 2,000, maybe 3,000 and 2,000, that'd be $9,000 to finish up the month. And that would basically have me fully recouped from this drawdown. So, basically back to flat as of where I was, right there. And that's sometimes a victory. So can't complain too much about that. If I look at my equity curve here for the last 30 days, you can see a little choppy. We go out to 60 days, smooths out. We go out to 90 days, it looks a little bit better. But this is the way trading is, right? There's a little bit of pullback, you come back up. So I buy the dips because this is the way it always seems to go. It'd be nice if I could go out to like 180, 360 or longer time periods here so you could see really how much of a track record I've got there of consistency. But this year, well, we can look at where I sit on the year. So we can go, let's see, January. Let's see, we'll do January 1st. Oops, sorry. 1/1/2023. All right, so big picture where I sit on the year. I don't think it's going to show. Yeah, it's not showing it in there. But we can see detailed. So sitting with $392,104 in gross profit. Average winners, 550. Average losers, 600. I wish that this could be 1-to-1. I wish it was a little bit better. My accuracy, let's see, 67%, 68%. It's a little low. This year has been a little lighter. Average hold time about 3 minutes right now. Just a lot of small trades. I haven't had a lot of conviction. Mondays have been the worst. Tuesdays actually right now are the best. Wednesdays slowed down a little bit. Well, these last two Wednesdays didn't help. It was $15,000 in losses just in the last two Wednesdays. So that didn't help. Performance by hour of the day, I'm focusing on trading pre-market. And, this is something that's kind of interesting. I sort of am stopping at the open at this point. Historically, I would trade at the open and then I would trade until about 10, but my window has moved forward. And that's in part because during COVID, what started happening was as soon it was, I remember the day where all of a sudden we had a watch list, and we're looking at these stocks that are looking good pre-market. They've got news, this and that, and I'm like waiting for the opening bell to ring so I can press the buy button. And it's like 9:28 and 30 seconds, and all of a sudden I see orders coming in, and the stock's starting to move, and I was like, shoot, I pressed the buy button. I was like, I'm in pre-market. I'm in a pre-market trade. I was like never trading pre-market, but I was missing the move, so I jumped in, and that trade was great. And that week it was like all of a sudden, the floodwaters broke. Traders were like, who cares if it's 9:28 or 9:30? We'll just start buying earlier. And as soon as then it was like 9:27, 9:25, 9:20, and then what started happening was the second the news came out, 9 a.m. traders were jumping in, 8:30, 8 a.m., 7:30, 7 a.m., 6:30. It was like people were jumping in earlier and earlier and earlier, and it created a real change in that pre-market sort of gap and go strategy, where it was no longer wait till 9:30 to trade stocks that are gapping up. It was as soon as a stock has news, we're starting to trade. And so my trading has moved earlier and earlier because these companies put out news in the morning. Usually the last headlines come out at 9 a.m. and then the market opens at 9:30, and there's not more news that comes out usually until after hours. So the historical trading the open to trade news that came out yesterday or pre-market has become trade pre-market. Now, something that's also kind of noteworthy, there are some traders who trade all day long. Their schedules allow for it. They want to make as much money as they can, and so they trade, the full day. That was something that I did at one point in my life, a bit earlier on, but I found it to be it's not something that I really want to do. This is kind of the thing with trading, is that after you've made a certain amount of money, making more doesn't significantly improve your quality of life. And that's where I'd rather have more time in my day. So could I have made an extra X amount if I traded every day this year until 4 p.m.? Maybe, it's we don't know for sure, but let's say yes. But think about how many hours that is sitting in the chair, and how much lost time that is doing other things I enjoy. Exercising, spending time with my kids, doing things that are healthy, right? So I try to find a balance there. And this year has been a little tough because that pre-market window hasn't been as fruitful as it was last year. And there have been days where, like yesterday or even today, we've seen some great moves that happen later in the day. You could see even as we speak right now, GMBL is making its way back up towards 8. So, there's traders that are probably trading this. Now, I'll tell you that the volume is lighter right now. You can see lighter volume than there was earlier. So lighter volume most likely means the spreads are going to be bigger. And we've got 10-cent spread there for a second, 5 cents. So bigger spreads, harder to get in and out with size. And it can be easy to catch a flush later in the day because you go in with your pre-market type of share size, and all of a sudden you're down 20 cents a share. And there's not a lot of liquidity. It's hard to get in and out, and you're kind of now you're stuck having to mark it out on the bid and take a good sized loss. In any case, we have seen more of this afternoon, late morning afternoon momentum, which is great to see. And if you learn the strategy that I trade, you can apply it any time of day that you'd like. You could trade it in the morning side by side with me. You could trade it as the day goes on. You could trade it in the afternoon. You could trade it after hours. You could even trade it in different markets, because what we're learning is the universal language of technical analysis. That's ultimately what I teach. I teach it in our classes at Warrior Trading. So by the way, if you haven't come over and checked them out, I would love for you to check out, you could check out some of these member stories, some success stories here of some of our members who have done exceptionally well. And check out the program that we offer, the Warrior Starter, the Warrior Pro. We've got some holiday specials that are going on right now for both of these, so you could check it out if you're interested. The Warrior Starter is our introductory membership. It includes access to my course, Day Trading the Basics, and this will teach you all of the fundamentals that you need to know in order to learn my strategy. I teach my entire strategy in the Warrior Pro curriculum, Day Trading Strategies and Scaling, which you could subscribe to right here. Both the Warrior Starter and the Warrior Pro here give you the choice. You get the knowledge of my curriculum, and then you can choose which tools you want. You can add a simulator if you want. You can add my scanners, my charts, and my news feed if you'd like. You can add my live stream and the chat room if you'd like. So here you could click on this, and then you choose to add which tools you want, and they're monthly. Add them if you want, don't add them if you don't. It's up to you. You could do just the course, or you could do the course and the tools. This Warrior Pro special includes 90 days of access to these tools, and it includes a year of access to my chat room. So this is the special that we have going on right now, which I think you guys will enjoy. You should check it out. You do get a 7-day money-back guarantee with it, and you can sign up with PayPal Credit or Klarna. So check this out if you'd like. Of course, as always, I'm here trading every day, rain or shine for the most part, and my focus is trading in the morning. That, in my experience, with all the traders I've known over the years, the morning has been the most consistent time that I've seen other people find success as well. Trading later in the day, trading all day, trading in the afternoon, that's a little trickier. You could find success, but it's a little trickier. So I encourage you to take the leap. And hey, if you're on the fence, you just want to learn a little bit more about trading, you can always check out a copy of my book, How to Day Trade the Plain Truth. It is now a bestseller on Amazon. So thank you guys who have all bought a copy. I hope you've really enjoyed it. I've seen some of the comments you guys have left about it, and I really enjoy reading those. So anyways, check this out if you'd like, or come on over to Warrior Trading and check out our membership. One size does not fit all. So no matter where you are in your trading journey, you need 3 things. You need knowledge, you need tools, and you need community. If you don't have knowledge, then what good are the tools in the community? If you don't have great trading tools, you can't place trades effectively, you won't be able to find stocks to trade. And without community, you don't have support. Your emotions can spiral, and you don't have people to help keep you grounded and keep you centered and keep you focused. So these are the 3 things that really every trader needs. We offer them here at Warrior Trading, and hope to see you guys join us and be here with us for 2024. All right. So anyways, I'll be back at it first thing Tuesday morning. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Enjoy the holiday, and I'll see you back here bright and early on Tuesday morning. Okay. See you then.